my mother was in labour and they needed a doctor. The doctor arrived on a bike with a case and he stood outside and he said he wouldn't go in until he'd got a shilling. And we collected along the row of houses for a shilling and gave him a handful of coppers. And he went in and looked after my mum.
In some areas, around a half of all babies died before reaching their first birthday. This was the fate of Esther's 3 baby brothers and sisters.
On the baby's certificate, they died with consumption of the bowels. And it's only later years I realised it was malnutrition. That was the reason they died. They were so frail, they used to carry him about on a cushion. Because they were so frail, they couldn't hold the baby.
By 1917, the government became more involved in health and welfare schemes. They feared a collapse in working class morale due to the privations of war. Amongst the reforms were clinics offering advice on baby and childcare. It helped reduce the high death rate of infants, but there was still no action to introduce a national rationing system and ensure a fair share of foods between rich and poor. Some isolated communities now faced true starvation. In November 1917, it was reported that miners' families in the Durham pit villages of Usworth and Washington were suffering from extreme malnutrition and that their children were starving. Amongst the victims were 2 of Albert Walmsley's best friends from school.
When they got to that stage, they had the strength to back themselves out. They just more or less just lay there and died. You know, pitiful. Mind there was only just 1 or 2. There was quite a lot died during that time. Really upsetting to think that this country let our children suffer all that pain for nothing.
The unity with which the civilian population had once faced the privations of war was now beginning to crumble.